Back when I used to live in Denmark, about 10 years ago, I was about to start school, and I wasn't exactly the happiest boy on earth, if you can say that. I had just moved away from my childhood home and had to get comfortable in a new house that was closer to my new school. I absolutely feared going to the first day of school because I didn't want to be left alone by my parents to go to a classroom full of students and teachers who I didn't know, and these adults trying to run around, trying to comfort me as I bawled my eyes out in the class. However, thankfully, the school allowed us to bring a picture of our family with us to the school so we can put it on the classroom fridge. I was so happy for this because I could just sit next to it, and I refused to sit anywhere else for the entirety of the day because it was the only thing I felt connected to, the only thing that I thought helped me feel like I wasn't completely alone in that classroom. 4 years later, when I finally felt much better in my not-so-new environment with my new friends and all these people that I loved, I was told by my parents that I had to move to China. Now, this came as a huge shocker to me because, of course, leaving your town where you always lived is a huge change. And I was incredibly scared because I thought I was going to lose everything. My sister, who was old enough to work and stayed in Denmark, my cat, my friends, basically my entire world. My world being that small neighborhood that I used to live in, was going to be replaced by this huge town, or huge city, Shanghai. And just, I felt more alone than I could ever have felt when I moved here. I felt so lost because I didn't really feel like I belonged anywhere, and I really desperately wanted to come back home to Denmark. But then after a few months of making a few friends and saying the phrase, "Hey, my name's Oliver, what's your name? I'm from Denmark, how are you?" Coming back to Denmark and then visiting and saying, "Hey Mark, how you doing?" And then realizing I don't feel Danish at all anymore. In fact, I felt like an invisible immigrant. I may have looked the same, I may even have had the same accent, talked the same way, but my perspectives and ideas had completely changed from who I was and my friends. Have any of you guys ever felt the same way where you're sitting here in Shanghai and you say, "Hey, I'm from this and this country," but then when you come back to visit or come back to the country and you see your friends and you see all these people walking around, you don't really feel like you're from there at all. And this experience leads to what a lot of third culture kids, meaning kids that live outside the country that their parents used to live in or grew up in, end up feeling. Some of us end up feeling rootless, like we don't belong anywhere, like we're lost, like we have nowhere we can call home. Me having been a third culture kid for almost 6 years now, I feel quite the opposite, actually. I feel like I am rootful. I have made a ton of connections with a bunch of friends that I would never have met had I not moved to Shanghai. And the reason why I think these people feel so rootless is because they forget the fact that they can have more than one home, and that the home that they thought they lost isn't just that one place. For example, for me, I don't just feel, of course, I feel at home I feel at home when I'm with my family in my house, of course, but I also feel at home when I'm with my family in Iceland, where I've never lived before. I also feel at home when I'm with my friends here in Shanghai, in Denmark, in Singapore, in America. I've made all these connections with all these people from all around the world. And just being with them is wonderful. And I realized the fact that I thought home was more than one place. I thought that same way back when I lived in Denmark before I moved here. Back when I used to live in my old neighborhood, I'd hear my friends say that they hated school. They never want to go there again. They just want to be home and not go to school again. And even though some of them said this is a joke, I still got confused by this phrase because I thought, why would anyone not go to school? School is like a second home to me. All my friends live there. Sorry, not they don't live there, but they all go there every single day, and we all get to spend an entire day together and have fun. Recently, I expanded on that idea, and when I go back to this summer camp that I go to every summer, which is organized by this company called Danes Worldwide, where Danish kids from all over the world come to this one location to learn Danish and just be with other Danish kids. And what I ended up feeling when I got there was I felt completely alone again. I felt that, well, I didn't know anyone there, so why would I bother talking to anyone? It was just 2 weeks of just being there. And because I didn't talk to anyone for the first half of the trip, I just felt so sad because I was spending my days doing, work and not having fun at all. But then what I didn't realize is the fact that pretty much everyone else that came there was a third culture kid, just like I was. And pretty much all of them didn't know anyone else there. So halfway through my trip, I thought to myself, why not just go out there and make as many friends as I could and just enjoy the rest of the time here? And so I did. And by the time we had to leave, no one wanted to leave because it was the most amazing experience, especially me. I really did not want to leave from there. It felt like another home to me. I had made so many great friends that I still talk to today. And so then I thought, well, how about next year when I go there, I'll try that again. So the next year came along, and from day one, I went out there and I talked to anyone I could, made as many friends, good friends, not the ones that are faking it, as many friends as I could, and it was the most amazing experience I've ever had. So I say, go out there, make friends, the kind who stick with you and you with them. Go out there and keep a positive frame of mind and set roots wherever you go. And make yourself at home in the world. Make yourself at home in every situation you get into. Enjoy life from day one. Thank you.